Hey, I'm Tim. Welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. We got a great showcase for you today. Hey, man.
Oh, hey. Yeah, I'm Matt. Welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. We've been doing so many of these full moon videos. Brian said I can do this one in my sleep, so we're going to test that out today. We're back with part 5 of the full moon Japanese maple Acer Shirasawanum. I think you're going to like this. Definitely check out parts 1 through 4 after you watch the rest of this video.
Acer Shirasawanum, they're one of our favorite Japanese maples. There's so many cool things about them. They've got that full moon style leaf, the Acer Shirasawanums. People have been crazy about the Acer Shirasawanums. There's not as much diversity in Acer Shirasawanum as there is in Acer palmatum, but here at Mr. Maple, we've got a large collection of Acer Shirasawanums.
Yeah, don't sleep on the full moon Japanese maple. We'll get right into it with Acer Shirasawanum, likely X, likely a hybrid, Acer Shirasawanum Sunny.
Now, Sunny was found as a chance seedling from Jordan by our friend Crispin Silva. It has a bright orange new growth to it, going to an orange yellow, then to a yellow during the summer. Fall colors can be orange and red.
Yeah, Sunny's super popular for that bright orange intensity it brings in early spring. Kind of an oxymoron, we've got a sunny full moon, but a really cool plant. I love this one. It's got that growth rate that you're familiar with Jordan 2. It's over a foot to a foot and a half of growth a year. So that palmatum hybrid influence definitely picks up the growth rate on this one. I'd recommend some late day shade. As for most Acer Shirasawanum, some late day shade in your higher index zones, but really a showstopper. If you can give this one early morning sun, I think you can get some of the best shades of orange on this one for a Shirasawanum type for sure.
Yeah, the spring color on this, think almost like an Ueno-yama of an Acer Shirasawanum. I mean, the spring color is just electric, but then during the summer months, it really has that same yellow color that Jordan has.
Awesome plant to be growing, and a nice large size leaf. It's got that larger, fuller style leaf. Really colorful though. Brings a ton to the landscape, and I think it pairs really interestingly well with some of the darker colored Acer Shirasawanums.
So we go from one of the most vigorous Acer Shirasawanums to a really slow growing Shirasawanum.
Right.
Acer Shirasawanum Kawaii. It's a lace leaf Acer Shirasawanum. Wow, right? If you like that, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and sign up for weekly emails on MrMaple.com.
Guys, Kawaii is an introduction by our friend Talon Buchholz. This is likely a hybrid with palmatum, giving it that lace leaf-like quality. Now, this one has a very interesting kind of greener older growth to pinkish new growth on this lace leaf.
Now, the name Kawaii is actually Japanese for cute. I mean, it's amazing. It really has that cute kind of color to it. It's more of that pink-red kind of color. It's a very unusual being a lace leaf, especially having that color in the springtime that's just so bright and vibrant.
Now, you know Talon's a good friend and mentor of ours. His wife is Japanese, and he actually asked her, what do you think about this one? And she told us this story, so it might not be he tells it. But she told us, he said, that one's really cute, is what she said back to him. And Kawaii in Japanese is cute, so that's how it made it into the naming there.
Great for a container plant because it grows so slow. Give it some protection from the hot afternoon sun. But if you can give it a little morning sun, you'll really pick up those colors on Acer Shirasawanum Kawaii.
So guys, next up here on the table, we've got Acer Shirasawanum Purple Umbrella. Now this is another introduction by our friend Crispin Silva. We actually have 2 Talon Buchholz introductions, 2 Crispin Silva introductions, and 1 Mr. Maple on the table today. So some of my favorites. Now, Purple Umbrella is a super colorful plant. Now, I actually first got this one from Crispin midsummer when I first received my first plants from him, and they were super dark. Many of you might even saw us first at Brian Rules. Brian had one of these early on in his Oklahoma garden, and he had it out in a good bit of sun too, and it was so dark purple. It was one of the darkest purples I've ever seen, and that's what I associated with this one. Now, Brock Evans actually posted a picture of this one. He leafed out a little earlier than us. He posted a picture of this one leafing out in early spring. Now, he's in a hotter zone, and it actually made me stop and pause the first year I saw this one, because I said, that can't be right. It almost gets like a reticulatedness to it, especially in heavy shade in early spring. So you get some really intense, weird colors on this one. Putting it in sun, though, is going to give you more of those very dark, bold red colors.
Now, Purple Umbrella has a more divided leaf. Now, the leaf is very round. That's where it gets the name of umbrella. And the purple color can be that dark purple color that this tree gets in the springtime or the summer if you give it some sunlight. Now, if you haven't checked out, Brian and I recently did a top 5 purple maples, and Purple Umbrella made it on there. You should definitely go check out that video as well. But Acer Shirasawanum Purple Umbrella, very unique and very different. There's not a lot of Acer Shirasawanums that gives such a dark purple-red color.
Now, I think because of the naming, people have confused this one a little bit with Purple Thunder. I had someone the other day on Facebook asking me, how's Purple Umbrella different than Purple Thunder? And they're very, very different. You know, that Purple Thunder is going to have more of the curled Trompenberg style leaf. It's going to be more of a pink red in the early spring and a little bit more vigorous. Now with Purple Umbrella, you're going to get a much larger style leaf. So that leaf is much, much bigger. It is more elongated on the lobes. It's a very unique one. And again, you're going to get some of the darkest purple shades on this one out there. So I think because of the naming, there was some confusion on that one. So I always like to try to clear that up. But Purple Umbrella is an awesome newer introduction with some awesome large purple foliage.
Yeah, that is for sure. Next up, we've got a MrMaple introduction. And this is a plant that Matt and I fell in love with. Acer Shirasawanum. We're bringing the Magic Moon.
I hear Alan LaFoe, he's going wild! So shout out to Alan LaFoe. He's the meme master, especially if you're in the MrMaple Friends group. Alan put up memes. It kind of hurt my heart a little bit to get one of these to Alan. I actually sent him one as a gift, and I was like, man, but it means we're going to end the memes, because Alan came up with the best Magic Moon memes for years. So like, I kind of didn't want that fun to end. It was a lot of fun. He would have like a picture of Magic Johnson, and then like a full moon from McDonald's, or like that. Just every meme was different. It always had a moon and a magic and something going on. It would start to lead to this Magic Moon theme there. And hey, shout out to Alan. He's a great guy and a good friend. And he's finally got Magic Moon in his collection, so I'm sure there'll be something new for him to get hyped up about. I've seen some Kryptonite memes, but you hadn't reached the full splendor of the Magic Moon memes yet. Now, Magic Moon we named here at our nursery. This is a variegated style Shirasawanum. It gets this weird malting variegation style in it. This is actually a seedling that was sent to me by Jonathan Savage. That's the same guy who named Lillian's Jewel. Jonathan sent me this one. He said, I want you to see if you can put a name on this and evaluate it and do something with it. And it blew me away. I saw this tree. I sent him a bunch of really cool things in trade. And I knew I had something special here as far as a variegated Acer Shirasawanum.
There's not any other thing that has this style variegation unless you look at Acer palmatum purple curls. I mean, that's the only other thing that has this style variegation.
Which may have some Shirasawanum influence too, maybe.
It may. But Acer Shirasawanum Magic Moon, there's nothing else that has that style variegation when it comes to maples at all. And it's so unusual how the leaf twists, has that unique variegation where you have a green leaf with some of that yellow coming through it.
Right.
I mean, it's unlike, I don't even know how to describe the variegation. It's just so unusual and so different. When we got this tree, we actually, Matt was talking about getting it from Jonathan Savage, we also got Strawberry Fields, which is one of our introductions from the Area 51 collection as well. But Magic Moon, this plant just knocks my socks off every time I see it. And we had a little bit of a problem because when we offered this the first time,
we sold out too quickly.
We sold out too many and didn't keep enough stock plants
Brian's
back.
fault. Blame Brian.
So it's taken us a few years to be able to get and offer this tree again. So when we offer Magic Moon again, it's going to sell out really quickly because there's a lot of hype behind Magic Moon.
Yeah, one of those Area 51 trees, that just means we named and evaluated it here at our nursery. A lot of times other nurseries will send us plants to evaluate and put names on, and that's exactly what happened with this one. Before this one, the only really variegated form of Acer Shirasawanum was Sonia Marie. That was one that Talon had worked on, and Talon will tell you himself it was highly unstable. He had somebody visit him from Europe, and they said, I want to see your variegated Sonia Marie, and he said, I can't because it devariegated. So this is a little bit more stable. I think it's one of the first true Shirasawanum leaves that actually has some variegation in it. So I think it's unique in that. I think you're really going to want to add this one to your collection. It leafs out funky, but it gets even crazier as the summer comes on too. It just kind of keeps changing, and that's where we put that name Magic Moon on it. I think it was actually inspired. I was listening to JJ Cale and he had Cajun Moon, and I think it got the brain working toward the Magic Moon naming. But
now people may ask, they say, can this handle the sun? The truth is it's so new, we haven't grown it in full sun yet here in Western North Carolina. We've got it in some protection from the hot afternoon sun. It's done fantastic for us, but this plant is very unusual and very different.
Yeah, I think it's going to work in sun for you guys where you're growing something like, say, Jordan or even Moonrise. Seems to be very similar in comparison for that.
Yeah, possibly. Next up, we've got Acer Shirasawanum, Mr. Sun.
Now, another Talon Buchholz introduction here. Mr. Sun looks like a kid's drawing of a sunshine, so it's a perfect name. Kind of has the hand-drawn traced sun there, and really cool plant to be growing. It has a little bit of that convexness for a green one. So you kind of pair this a little bit with your Peve starfish, your Trompenbergs and that style foliage, but it has a very large, distinctly Shirasawanum green leaf.
Now the fall colors can range from oranges to reds on this. Shirasawanum, Mr. Sun, It's one of the slower growing Acer Shirasawanums with Bashful and Shirasawanum Kawaii.
Right.
And stays very tight, compact, and dense. And it's very unusual, and it's so slow in its growth, but it makes typically almost like a toadstool for an Acer Shirasawanum.
I've had this be like intensely lime green with almost some little pinkish new growth on it. Very colorful, especially in that early spring. Kind of a blushing, if anything, over top of it. Awesome plant for container garden because of that rounded structure to it. Really another fun one too. It's got another oxymoron. We've got another sun on a full moon maple. I guess it's unavoidable that we're already thinking celestial. We're going to get some stars involved here. Well, I think a few stars too in those full moon maples, but a fun one to be growing. I love this one because of that distinctly large leaf.
Now the leaf is more like something like Acer Shirasawanum palmettifolium, where it's got that convex leaf, where something like Bashful that may have a similar shape is going to have more of a traditional Acer Shirasawanum leaf.
Definitely more curl on this one.
Definitely more curl on Mr. Sun for sure.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this part 5. I mean, who knows how long this one's gonna be going. I just thought of like 10 more Shirasawanums while we're filming this, but we could be doing this for a minute. Let us know in the comment section below if you'd actually like us to do a part 6. We could move on to something else, but if you'd love to see a part 6 of Acer Shirasawanum, let us know in the comment section below. We greatly appreciate all you guys diving in those live chats. We do these videos every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern, except for Sundays. Sundays we premiere the podcast at 8. And those live chats are so much fun, guys. I love hopping in there. We're building a great community of people that hop in those premieres and just discuss gardening and Japanese maples. And it's a fun kinship to have. We really appreciate that. That community is really getting fun. So let us know whether you're watching it live or in the comment section later if you'd like for us to do a part 6 of Acer Shirasawanum full moon maples.
People love the full moon maples, Acer Shirasawanum. I know I do. I know you do too. Make sure to give us a like on this video and make sure to subscribe to our channel. Take care.
God bless.
And have an awesome day.